The next line we want to think about, well, what is qualified as a hedging instrument? And the literature goes through this in extensive detail. It has to be either all or a portion of a derivative instrument as defined in the literature. So it has to be a derivative. Now, there's a variety of different items in here that they will go through and tell you what can't be a hedging instrument. And we'll fly down to this here just to show this off. So these are instruments specifically ineligible for designation as hedging instruments. So non-derivative instruments cannot be hedging instruments. Components of compound derivative instruments representing different risks, et cetera, et cetera. So, for this particular section, anything that is deemed to be a derivative is going to be a hedging instrument. But you've got to make sure that you're pulling out exactly what your hedging instrument is doing in this relationship. So you can have potentially a hedging instrument that might deal with a couple of different risks, but that you have to be careful of that because components of a compound derivative instrument representing different risks may be ineligible for designation as hedging instruments. For this particular class, we're going to keep this very simple. And we're only going to be dealing with those 4 basic building blocks of derivative contracts. We're going to be only dealing with options, futures or forwards, and swaps. And some of these things may be the basis or the underlying for some of these things might be an interest rate, it could be a foreign currency risk, etc. So we're going to keep this as simple as we possibly can, but understanding what can be an eligible hedging instrument is critical, or you don't get hedge accounting.